In this next scene, Taylor has arrived at the religious center called Straight to God, where his parents send him to straighten him out. Just after his arrival at the center, Taylor has been to the chapel with Reverend Bartle, who has fire-and-brimstoned him into an emotional pulp. He's in his assigned room, ignoring instructions that he go and find the evening prayer meeting that his roommate Charles is in. For the next 2 days, Taylor has been placed under a discipline the center calls safe zone, which means he's not allowed to speak. Exhausted after what he went through with the Reverend, he's collapsed on his bed and is in a profound sleep. I must have been in some other universe, some other dimension. At any rate, I was deeply asleep, face to the wall, so that when Charles called my name, I heard it being repeated louder and louder before I realized I had to respond to it. I turned over and half sat up. Taylor, this is not what you were supposed to do. You're supposed to have gone to prayer meeting. Believe me, your absence was noticed. Something about his voice, some edge, seemed like an overreaction to this misdeed of mine, like he took it personally somehow. A number of retorts came to mind, and I think I even opened my mouth. Don't speak! Oh, yeah. Are you wearing pajama pants? Nod. Charles moved over to my bureau and started pawing through things. He found what he was looking for, my pajama top, and brought it over to me. He held it out. Here, you have to wear the full set. You know that. It's in the booklet. I tried to glare at him, but I doubt it came across quite as fierce as I wanted. I snatched the top from him and put it on while he watched. Before I could throw myself back onto the bed and dive under the sheets, he said, Pray with me. What? His hand shot into the air so quickly that I thought he was going to strike me, but he just held it up, palm out, and gave me this hard stare, reminding me by not speaking not to speak. Then he said, Pray with me. You missed prayer meeting, but you need God now more than you ever have before, and praying is the best way to acknowledge his presence. It's how we open our hearts so he can heal us. I just stared at him, but he wasn't backing down. I heaved a shaky sigh and got out of bed. Charles went to the desks and pulled out first my chair and then his. He knelt in front of his, elbows on the wooden seat, and looked at me. I sighed again and went to my own chair. He closed his eyes, so I figured it was safe to close mine. Maybe I could fall asleep again. But no, he prayed aloud. Almighty Father, thank you for bringing Taylor to us. Thank you for loving him enough to bring him here, and thank you for giving me the chance to show him the power your love has, to show him the miracle it can bring, to reaffirm in my own heart the steps I have taken toward you. Open Taylor's heart to the way you have opened mine, and let him see the light so he will know the right path to take. Let all of us here be examples for him, to support his faith and give meaning to his longing. He longs for you, Father. Help him to understand that, to use this time fully and well, to cross the bridge we are all on, to reach the other side in joy and rapture and fulfillment. Amen. He didn't get up right away, so I didn't either. I guessed that he was giving me time to speak silently and say my own prayer, so I did. God, I know you love me, and I know you know I love you. I don't know why you brought me here unless it's some kind of test. Can I live with these people and still be the person you made me? Can I believe, despite everything I'll go through here, that you don't make mistakes? Is this something like what happened to Job? Do I have to prove that my love for you is more important than anything they can do to me here? I waited. If this was a Job test, I knew better than to expect any kind of sign, but I focused my mind hard on loving God, and I felt a warm glow, deeper even than the sweet peace of being with Will. I smiled. And then I stood and went back to bed, leaving Charles there worshipping at the altar of his desk chair. God and I had an understanding, and the gift he'd given me was that since I wasn't allowed to speak, I didn't even have to tell Charles about it. He couldn't even ask. It was between me and God. Charles had thanked God for me, and he was right to do that. He just didn't understand the reason. I was going to show him another path.